Good morning, year one. So yesterday we were looking at comparing lengths and heights. Today we're going to start measuring lengths and heights using different things. Let's quickly remind ourselves of all of the different words from yesterday and then we will get started. So yesterday we started looking at long and short to describe different lengths. And then we also had short and tall to describe different heights. We then said that if we were comparing lengths and heights, we could start using these words longer, shorter, or taller to compare between two things. And then we also added in these three words here, saying that if you had three or more things and we wanted to compare all of them, we could work out which was the tallest, or the longest, or the shortest. So let's get started with our learning for today. We are looking at measuring lengths and heights using different things. Let's quickly remind ourselves of what those words length and height mean. Can you have a little think? What do those two things mean? Okay, first of all, let's have a look at height. So the height of something is how tall it is. It is measured from bottom to top. So the height of you would be how tall you are if we measured you right from your toes all the way up to the top of your head. So having a little look at the pictures we have on the board here, we have got a dog and a cat. And we have a sentence here that says the dog is than the cat. What word would we put in here? The dog is what than the cat? If we were looking at its height. So the height of something is either short or it is tall. And our dog here is taller than the cat. So then let's switch it over. The cat is than the dog. Is the cat taller than the dog? No, so the cat is shorter than the dog. And finally down here, we have ordered some trees starting from the what going down to the what. Remember looking at height. So the first one is the tallest. All the way down to this one, there must be the shortest. Fantastic. So that's all about height. And now let's remind ourselves of length. So here we've got a car and a train. So the car is than the train. Looking at length, we're measuring it from one end to the other end. So the car is shorter than the train. And the train then, it can't be taller this time because we're measuring it from end to end. We're looking at the length of it. It is longer. And here we've got three sticks or branches that we have ordered in their length, starting from the shortest, let's say shortest, all the way up to the longest. Now, do these say shortest and longest? How can I turn this one into? This says short. We need it to say shortest. And over here, instead of long, we want it to become the longest because we're comparing three or more things. Okay, having a little look then at the items on this table. There is a crayon, a red pencil, and then some paper clips on the table there. I want you to have a little think. Which item is longer, the pencil or the crayon? So having a little look, which of those is longer? Remember, longer is looking at length. It's from end to end, how long something is. Which of those is longer? Is there anything on the table there that you could use to help you work out which is longer? So anything you could see that maybe you could move, that you could use to try and work out which of those, the pencil or the crayon, is longer? Now, lots of you had a go at doing this last week, so I know we've definitely got some experts in year one. We could use some of these paper clips to help us, couldn't we? We could use the paper clips to measure how long each of those is, and then we could find out which is longer. Have you already had a guess Have any of you guessed which ones you think is longer from the picture? And we can have a look in a second and see if any of you got it right. So we could use those paper clips to measure how long each of those crayons and pencil is. Okay, so that's what our friend here has done. They've moved out the pencil and the crayon, lined up the paper clips, starting from the starting line to find out that the pencil is about 6 paper clips long and our crayon is about 5 paper clips long. Can we all see that this goes all the way up to here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paper clips long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from end to end, 5 paper clips long. So which one is longer? It was this one. I wonder if any of you got that right. And which one is shorter? This one down here. Fantastic. Now, when we are measuring using things, we use this important word about, because it's very, very tricky when you're using paper clips or using anything to line them up to get an exact measurement. So we always say when we're measuring using different things, using blocks or paper clips or books, to say it's about that long. So I've just given you a few ideas there, but I'm going to move this away. And we've got our friend here saying, what other things can we use to measure length? So I know that all of you had a go at doing this last week. So you have a little think, what did you use last week to measure the length of different things? I saw lots and lots of photos of people using books. Some people were using shoes. There were people using bottles, all sorts of things. Have a little think. What things could you use to measure the length of something? Okay, I've got a little question here for you now. I've got 2 friends, Mouse and Chick, and they've both measured themselves using pencils. Mouse has measured himself using these blue pencils, and he gets all up to the top and he has 2 pencils tall, about 2 pencils tall. And Chick down here has done the same thing, and she's saying that she's about 3 pencils tall. So my friend says that Chick is taller than Mouse because Chick is 3 pencils tall and Mouse is only 2 pencils tall. Is my friend correct? Have a little look at the picture. Is Chick taller than Mouse? I don't think Chick is. I think Chick only comes up to here, or Mouse Chick looks like shorter. So how is Chick 3 pencils tall and Mouse is only 2 pencils tall? What silly mistake have Chick and Mouse made that we need to be very, very careful of? I can see that Mouse is using these blue pencils and Chick is using these orange pencils. Are they the same? What can you notice about these 2 pencils? So when we are measuring and comparing different heights, measuring different things, we need to make sure that the thing we are measuring with is always, always the same length. Because otherwise we could end up with a mistake like Mouse and Chick have done. Chick has used tiny, tiny pencils. So she is 3 pencils tall, whereas Mouse has used longer pencils. So he is only 2 pencils tall. So we call the thing that we are measuring with the unit that we are measuring with. So the unit here is in pencils. Well, you need to make sure if you're measuring lots of different things in pencils, you always use pencils that are exactly the same length or use the same pencil to measure with. Okay, it's time for your learning today. So the first few questions you are doing is a little bit of colouring. So you have got some items that are being measured using these blocks. So what you need to do first is have a little look at where your item starts and where your item ends, and you colour in all of the blocks, which I'm sure you're going to do a much, much neater job than I am on my laptop. All of the blocks that are needed to measure it. So it goes all the way up to here, colouring in them very, 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 very carefully, not like I've just done. And then count up how many blocks long is your item. So this is a spring that we are measuring here. How many blocks long is the spring? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in the box, remembering to always, always write in pencil. So switch back to your pencil. The spring is about 10 blocks long. You've got a few questions to solve like that. Next, you have got some counting to do and some measuring. Here, it gives us the clue. One paperclip shows 1 unit. That's what we've just spoken about. So when we're measuring using things, we call that thing the unit that we are measuring with. So here, a unit is a paperclip. The comb is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the comb is about 7 paperclips long. And now they've done this thing they often do, okay, in our books where we need to do the same thing again. So they've switched around our sentence. The length of the comb is about units. Now we know that a paperclip is 1 unit. So the length of the comb is about the same, 7 units, because each paperclip is 1 unit. You have a few questions to solve like that as well. And then finally, you have a few questions like this. We've got a dinosaur, and this is a house. It just has gone to look a bit funny. You need to write in the missing numbers. The toy dinosaur is about toy houses tall. Now think carefully. What does this word tall mean? Is that looking at the measurement from end to end or from bottom to top? You're constantly thinking carefully, reading the questions. Is it looking for length or height in this one? And now, if we're looking for height, we haven't got the houses going all the way up to the top of the dinosaur here. So maybe you could draw some more, or you can have a look. You can make a prediction, a sensible guess for how tall you think it is. And there are a few questions to solve like that. I will put an extra challenge up into the Google Drive so you can have a look there if you need to do an extra challenge. Good luck. You don't need to post anything from maths today because we trust that you are doing it to the best that you possibly can. If you'd like to show us, then of course we would love to see. Good luck and see you all tomorrow.